Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Oh Baby Thursday. It is absolutely crazy to me how far along I am in this pregnancy. Time really is flying by so fast, which I knew it would because the past couple of months have been filled with visitors and this and that and so much going on, trips and all of that, that I knew that the time would go by fast, but it's going by super duper fast. So this video is going to be my second trimester recap. Now, real time, I'm about 25 weeks along, and your second trimester doesn't start until 28 weeks. So I'm filming this just a tiny bit early, but that is because I'm taking a little bit of a filming break, and I wanted to pre-film so you guys still had videos while I was gone, you know what I mean? But we're getting ready to move into a brand new house, and we're getting ready to fly back to Arizona for our baby shower, which is so exciting. Oh my gosh, it's just, everything is happening so fast. So anyways, yes, I'm about 25 weeks along, and the thing is, so if you do like each month has 4 weeks, then technically at 24 weeks, you're 6 months along, but then you have to account for the months where there's more than 28 days, which is most of them. Only February has 28 days. And so I think they technically say your second trimester starts at 28 weeks. I don't know how it works, I don't know, but I'm right around 6-ish months along. And my bump, I'll show you guys. So here is the bump. I feel like I'm looking rather large these days. Rather round and rather large. It's getting bigger by the day. It's definitely noticeable to like everyone now, not just the people who know. And yeah, that is what the bump looks like. I'm wearing sweatpants right now, so that's what those little strings are. But that is what a 25-week bump on me looks like. So I thought in this video I would give you guys a little bit of a recap of how the second trimester has gone for me. Everyone says the second trimester is like the honeymoon phase of whatever, of your pregnancy. And I do have to say, for the most part, I have had a really smooth, really good, really easy pregnancy, and I know that I'm super duper lucky in that aspect. I know that a lot of people have really difficult pregnancies, and mine's been relatively easy for the most part. I feel like the most common question I get right now is, do I have morning sickness? Which I find is kind of an odd question for second trimester. I don't know if people don't realize how far along I am, or if they just don't know, but no, I have no morning sickness at all anymore. In fact, the whole nausea thing doesn't really happen very much at all. It hadn't happened at all since first trimester until very, very recently. In fact, it was a couple of days ago I got really, really nauseous. And I have a feeling it was stress-induced, not necessarily pregnancy-induced, because it was almost like a migraine where like the back of my head was hurting a little bit and I felt a little bit nauseous. But once I ate some food and laid down, I felt a ton better. So that has honestly been the worst it's been for this entire second trimester. I would say the biggest symptom and the most like painful symptom has been the back pain. It's been progressively getting worse and worse and worse. Now, if you guys have been around for a while and you have seen my Fitness Friday videos, you may recall that I had some back issues probably 3 years ago. I had some disc issues. And so I feel like that's kind of coming back. Like that's been the biggest thing, is it starts with a dull pain and then it turns into a little bit more pain, and the back pain is totally normal. I talked to the midwife about it. She said it's totally normal to have back pain right now. However, it's just painful because for me, like the only thing that gets rid of my back pain is laying flat on my back, which is something you're not supposed to do when you're this far along in pregnancy. I guess laying flat on your back, the weight of the baby and the weight of your uterus constricts one of your major arteries or veins or something like that, which kind of constricts the flow of oxygen to you and the baby. And so you're not supposed to lay flat on your back, you're supposed to lay on your side, which is another thing. Sleeping has been a little bit difficult. Just because I'm a back sleeper usually, and so I've had to learn how to sleep on my side. I do have a pregnancy pillow. I have a big pregnancy pillow. It's right here. I can show you guys. It's the Snuggle, I think is what it's called. I got it from Bye Bye Baby. I think they also sell this at like Motherhood Maternity. It's called the, it's the Snuggle, I think. And this is the one that's shaped kind of like a big C. And that's been really nice because it's kind of helped with the side sleeping. But it's been hard because all I want to do is lay on my back and I can't lay on my back. So the sleeping has been hard, and getting enough rest to be like awake and alert throughout the day has been a little bit difficult. But all things considered, like that's really it. The shortness of breath is still around, obviously, as you can tell I'm speaking to you. But that's it. And now the belly is growing. So I've had to be aware of things like stretch marks. I've been using a ton of oils. I actually have my two favorites here in front of me that I wanted to share with you guys. So in my first trimester, I used the Burt's Bees Mama Bee oil, which I liked, but I didn't love. After that, I found this one. I found it at Motherhood Maternity. It's called the Body Boost Stretch Mark Oil. It smells amazing. It has like a vanilla honey scent to it, maybe a little bit of a coconut scent to it. It smells amazing. What I didn't like about this is it's so oily that, and it doesn't sink into your skin, that it gets all over your clothes. So like a lot of my bras have like a ring of oil in them because of this, because I do oil up my boobs as well as my belly, and I also oil up my hips and my butt and my thighs, pretty much my whole body. And so yeah, this left like rings of oil on my clothes and would kind of stain some of my clothes. And so I've been trying to only wear this on days when I'm staying home and I'm wearing lounge clothes and I don't care if they get oil all over them. So that's one thing. But then I started to do some research and people recommended the Palmer's Cocoa Butter Skin Therapy Oil, which is a lot more accessible. You can find it at the drugstore, you can find it at Target, you can find it anywhere. And it works really well. It smells really good. It has like a chocolate scent to it. And this sinks into my skin a lot faster. So there's days where I will layer the two on top of each other. There are days where I will wear one and not the other. It just kind of depends. But I think my favorite out of all of them is this one, just because it is really hydrating, but it sinks into the skin pretty quickly. I know things like stretch marks are inevitable. I'm probably gonna get them no matter what. I already have stretch marks on my thighs, like my outer thigh area right here, just growing stretch marks from prior pregnancy, you know, before pregnancy, that I've noticed are becoming more visible now. They're just kind of re-stretching. My hips are getting wider. And so I have a feeling that means I'm probably gonna get stretch marks on my tummy too. And it is what it is. I mean, they're kind of like battle scars to show that you're a mom and you made a baby and it's all fine, but I'd like to prevent them as much as possible. So that is what I've been using for that. My tummy has also been really, really itchy because it's stretching. And so the oils help with that as well, kind of like to help with the stretchiness. So, or the stretching itchiness, you know what I mean? So other than that, I'm trying to think. I haven't really tracked a whole lot. I know my last video was my 20-week update with you guys, and I gave you a whole bunch of symptoms and things that I had been experiencing. But honestly, it hasn't been, let's see, heartburn. That was another thing. Heartburn, it comes and goes. Heartburn was really bad right around week 20, week 21, week 22. I had really bad heartburn. I don't know if I've just become immune to it and I don't realize it's there anymore, or if it truly has gotten better, but I haven't noticed the heartburn too much nowadays. Another thing they say is that your hair is supposed to get thicker or feel more lustrous in the second trimester. I don't think my hair is any thicker or lustrous. Honestly, if anything, I feel like my hair is thinning. And so I don't know what that's all about. I don't feel like my hair is any better or worse than it was before. So there's that. That's really it. As far as what's gone on medically wise for the second trimester, so I've had a couple of doctor's appointments. Baby's doing totally fine. I got to the point now where they actually measure your tummy with a tape measure. So we actually had our anatomy scan at 17 weeks, 4 days, a little bit earlier. You're supposed to get it at 18 weeks. And we had that, which I talked to you guys about in my 20-week update already, which if you haven't seen that, I'll link it down below for you. But then we had another appointment after that, and that is where they measure from like the top of your pubic bone to like your belly button or something like that with an actual tape measure. I thought that was really old school and kind of interesting. But that's measuring perfectly fine. Baby's measuring a little bit big. He's like a week bigger than he is gestationally, which makes me think that he might be born a little bit early, but I don't know. It's hard to say. You never really know with that stuff. I think I told you guys about this before, but my mom and sister have convinced me that he's going to come early. And that's because they all had their kids early, so now they think that I'm gonna have him early, but who knows, you know, who knows? He's due September 5th, so If he's born a little bit early, then I would be okay with that. If he's born a little bit late, I would be okay with that too, as long as he's healthy. So I think the main thing is staying there as long as you need to be healthy. Although 24 weeks is a big milestone because that's when baby is technically able to survive outside. So if he was born today, he has a better chance of surviving than if he was born prior to 24 weeks. So that's good, but still stay in there as long as you need to get big and healthy and strong. But yeah, so we've had a couple of doctor's appointments. His heart rate has slowed down a little bit to right around 150, and it's kind of stabilized around 150. There were times early in pregnancy where it was really high, like in the 170s, 160s, high 150s. It had gone to 140 at one point, but now it's kind of stabilized around 145, 150, which is perfect. And then we also had a 3D ultrasound. So this was not at the doctor's office. We went to a third-party place, which I didn't even know was a thing that you could do, but you can find a 3D ultrasound place. Just like Google it in your area, 3D ultrasound, and there's these third-party locations that have ultrasound machines. They have the whole shebang, and they will do a 3D ultrasound for you. So we did that. That was kind of like a Mother's Day thing for me. My mom was in town, so I thought it'd be really special for her to come with, and we did a little Mother's Day thing. And we got to see the baby in 3D. I will insert some pictures for you guys so you can see what he looks like. It is crazy. I was actually a little bit nervous because I thought he was gonna look slightly alien-ish or like, you know, he wasn't gonna have enough fat on him. He was gonna look weird and like bony, but he looked like a real baby, you guys. He looked so stinking cute. His little hands, we got to see all his little fingers and all his little toes. He loves putting his hands up by his face. He kept putting them, he wasn't covering his face, but he was definitely like had his hands in his face or over his head. And he did that in his anatomy scan too. So that makes me think that he just loves his hands by his face, which also makes me think he's not going to like to be swaddled and or he's gonna scratch his face a lot, so I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that when he's born. But he just loved having his little hands by his face. He was kicking around, and he looked so cute. So we got some really, really good 3D pictures. I would love to do another 3D ultrasound a little bit later on, maybe around week 33. They said week 33, week 34 is the best time to go back because you have the true, like they look like they're gonna look when they're born at that point, like they have the chubby cheeks. And so we're gonna try to go back right around that time to do another one because it wasn't that expensive to do the third-party one. You just gotta find a place that's relatively inexpensive, which we did. So that was super duper fun. As far as preparing for baby goes, we're actually getting ready to move. By the time this video goes up, we will already be moved and in our new house and settled in. But for now, we're still in our apartment. As you can see, I still have my vanity set up behind me and all of that. But we're getting ready to move here in about 3 weeks. And so it's kind of hard to prepare when you're getting ready to move, but I have been buying stuff. And then of course, when the baby shower happens, we're gonna get a ton of stuff. And then when we get back from the baby shower is right when we move. So I think once we get into our new house and we get settled in, I think that's when I can really start to truly nest. I mean, I've been nesting as much as possible, but we don't have a crib yet or like furniture for his room yet. We do have a bassinet and a ton of clothes, as you guys have seen in my hauls, and enough stuff to get by, but we don't have like his nursery things yet. And that's for a reason. Like I wasn't gonna buy all that stuff until we moved, but and so that's kind of what's going on with that. We don't have any diapers or things like that yet, but we will soon enough. So that's what's kind of going on with that. And I think for the most part, that's it. So as far as like symptoms go, back pain has been probably the worst thing. That slight nausea that happened a couple of days ago, which was a total one-off. I don't even know if it was pregnancy related or not. But overall, second trimester was really, really good. I am slowing down quite a bit. I can't do things as fast as I used to. I can't do as many things in one day as I used to. I used to be able to cram my weekends with tons of stuff. Cleaning, filming, editing, shopping, all in one day. And I just can't do that anymore because I get really exhausted and really tired really fast. I go to bed really early every day, like 8, 8:30, 9. If I stay up past that, like it's a miracle. So yeah, I have noticed I've slowed down a little bit. He is moving and kicking like crazy, and it is the coolest feeling in the world. Like every day I can feel him moving and kicking. Right when I wake up in the morning, he starts moving. Certain things I could do to make him move a little bit more, like drinking cold water, or like caffeine, like coffee, makes him move a little bit more. But it is so cool to feel him move and kick. And the other day I woke up and I had like a bulge. It was the weirdest thing. So it's like this weird kind of bulge I had right here. And it was a couple of days after the 3D ultrasound. And so I remember in the 3D ultrasound, I asked her where his head was and where his feet were. And she said his head was right here and his feet were down here. And so when she was doing the 3D ultrasound, she had the little thing right here kind of facing this way so she can get like face pictures of him. But when I woke up, I had this like slight bulge right here the next day, or maybe it was a couple of days later. So I know it was his head because that's where she told me his head was. And I was like, oh my God, what do I do? Like, is this normal? Like, my stomach was all weird feeling and like it kind of hurt a little bit. And so I kind of pushed it in a little bit. And then every time I did, his little feet kicked. He was like, me. And then it would pop back out again. And then I'd push it in a little bit more. And then he'd kind of kick his little feet a little bit more. And eventually it leveled out. But I almost feel like he was trying to move or turn or flip or something like that. I know we're at the point where he's gonna start flipping around soon, or he should start flipping to be head first soon. And so I don't know if that's what he was, I don't know what was going on, but it was the weirdest feeling. And then as I was walking, it kind of hurt because it was like that area, even still, this is kind of like sore. Like it just, I think it's because it's really, really stretched, like right up here. But yeah, so that was kind of weird. I haven't been able to visibly see anything other than that. So I think that stuff's gonna start soon. I definitely wanted to be sure to squeeze in a second trimester update for you guys. And you're gonna see lots of Oh Baby videos, lots of them coming up very, very soon. I have so many fun things filmed for you guys, whether it's pre-filmed or planned. I think once we move, my mindset is gonna gear completely towards baby, just because he's coming so soon. He's gonna be here in 3 months, you guys. Less than 3 months, 3 months. And so I have a feeling I'm probably gonna, you know, release the gas pedal on the makeup videos for a while and go full speed with baby videos for a while. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, then buckle up because they are coming fast and furious. I definitely wanna do like a hospital bag video, a nursery tour video. I also want to do a recap of like the hospital tours and classes that we're going to take. We did already do a hospital tour, which was really good. I did it with my mom. Matt hasn't come with me yet, but we're going to do another one. He's going to go to that one. But I kind of want to do a recap of the classes that we're taking, like the breastfeeding classes and stuff like that. So I just have tons of fun things planned. If there's something you guys want to see specifically, let me know in the comment section down below. But I think that's it. I think that's it for now. So I'm going to stop rambling, but I hope that you guys enjoyed this second trimester video. If you guys are pregnant as well, please let me know in the comment section down below. I know a ton of you already have, and it's so fun to share this experience with you guys. So let me know down below, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.